Hi, I'm Lucy and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at day 20 if you've been reading along in the book with us and looking at our emotional health. When I first opened the book to see what I'd be speaking about today, I had to laugh to myself. This has always been an area which I've struggled personally with. The concept of slowing down to be present and spend time with God is very familiar to me. However, the actual practice of that is something that I've continued to struggle with and battle with during my Christian walk, and which I hope I am slowly beginning to embrace the practice of slowing down rather than the concept. I've always been a doer. I have always found it much easier to be on the go than to rest. To reflect, take time. That's something that's hard for me. I like to just keep going, keep doing things, always be on the go. Maybe some of that is my own personal DNA. Maybe some of that is from a young age, a strong work ethic instilled into me from my family. Maybe it's the busyness of our present culture that we live in. But whatever it is, my natural default is definitely not to slow down. But to write lists, to do things, to see people, to get stuff done. And in Luke chapter 10, verses 38 to 42, we find ourselves at the home of Martha and Mary. And I'm just going to read this to you now. So, as Jesus and his disciples were on their way, he came to a village where a woman named Martha opened her home to him. She had a sister called Mary who sat at the Lord's feet listening to what he said. But Martha was distracted by all the preparations that had to be made. She came to him and asked, "Lord, don't you care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her to help me." "Martha, Martha," the Lord answered, "you are worried and upset about many things, but few things are needed, or indeed only one. Mary has chosen what is better, and it will not be taken away from her." So I just want you to ask yourself a question today. What type of person are you? Are you a Mary or a Martha? I'm definitely a Martha, trying to be a Mary. Have you had extra time on your hands recently because of lockdown? Were you one of those people who wrote loads of lists about what you're going to do with your spare time? Paint the walls, paint the fences, catch up with old friends on Zoom? Or maybe lockdown's been an even more pressurised time from you. Maybe you've been homeschooling, working at the same time, trying to juggle along home life alongside all the extra challenges and pressures that lockdown has brought upon us. Is it now even harder for you to find the time to slow down and be present with God? Dave Smith in the book today talks about the need to slow down in order to be present, being still and knowing God. Do you do this? Is it easy for you? The world of technology now means it's hard for us to switch off. Even when we have a quiet moment, we'll probably look at our phones or Facebook or Instagram and be distracted by that. My screen time's gone up massively in the last few months. We've found ourselves in a different season, haven't we? And a different world with different restrictions for many of us. And our normal weekly routines have just been thrown out the window. So it's been really hard, and I think for some of us, have we been able to chop and change in our lifestyle and still prioritise that time being present with God? So it's a challenge for us all, but will bring us so much more if we can make space for him. And instead of phoning up an old friend on Zoom, which you can still do, grab your cup of tea, got one here, or coffee, and just sit down in the presence of God and Jesus and just speak to him and spend that precious time with him and forget all the jobs you have to do. Forget cleaning, hoovering, painting, and just have that time being present with him today. Have a great one. Bye.